Howdy guys, so I'm going to try to make this quick today because my camera has very limited battery when it gets cold out. Coming up in a couple of weeks I'm going to be doing a winter survival challenge. Anyway, we're going out in the woods to practice. One of the guys that's going is kind of a new guy, very little experience, but hey, he's enthusiastic, and my brother's going, and maybe a couple other guys. We'll see how it goes. But I've been trying to get my gear in order, and I've been trying to keep my pack weight under 40 pounds. And right now we're sitting at, well, we'll say 32.6 plus water, whatever's in the water bottle. The tripod weighs a few more pounds too, and I brought coffee all the way up the mountain with me because why not? All right, so let's go through it. Weather that I'm anticipating could be anywhere from, I don't know, 6 degrees up to 40, say in that range. We got a cold front coming. I know it's supposed to get bitter cold, but I don't know how cold it's going to get. So I'm kind of preparing for the worst using the gear that I have. And I'd rather be, not use something at night than sit there and shiver all night long. So let's just get into it. This pack is a framed Alice pack, medium size. It's supposed to be 40 liters, I don't know, maybe. Just one canteen. Canteen cup. That's a United States surplus one. Works pretty well. That's my only cooking vessel. I was going to bring a frying pan, like a little real lightweight one, but we'll see. I might actually add that. We'll see. But there's that. A Sawyer mini filter. Try not to rustle the plastic too much because I hate that on camera. But yeah, there we go. Sawyer mini. One of the things you do need to remember with these is if you've used it and it's not fully drained, or keep it warm. Like, you really can't let these things freeze because it'll bust the ceramic inside. So if you've used it, put it in your inside pocket. Try to get as much water out of it as possible. What I do is just blow back through it and make sure that I'm not pushing all the water that I can out. And then with that goes the squeeze bag and the straw. The straw, if you do happen to bust the squeeze bag, at least you can draw water right out of the stream through the filter. All right, and then also box of 22 stingers. It is small game season, and a partial roll of 20 gauge snare wire. That's just the carbon steel stuff. Now, on the last video that I did on the best gear, I kind of forgot to mention something. So let's say you have 1 pound of carbon steel and you have 1 pound of stainless steel wire. You actually pick up like almost 200 feet in length because of the stainless steel wire is lighter. So if weight is a concern, that's another benefit for running stainless steel wire. But I'm just trying to use up this roll. I have a piece of aluminum foil. That's to cover my pot to help it heat up faster. This is that 48 by 48 inch ground pad whoopee shemagh thing that my wife made for me. And I'll be using that as my ground pad to lay on. It's 48 by 48, but if you lay on it corner to corner, it's 5'7" or something like that. This Altoids tin just has some tinder in it. I wonder, did tinder get its name because they kept it in a tin? Anyway, it's just shreds of yellow pine sawdust that catch a spark really well. Like if I hit that with my ferro rod, I get instant flame. Like just a little pinch of that, and I can get a fire going. Pays to bring some dry stuff. Wipies, if you don't know what you're there for, well, think about it. And then 1 can of fish. That's my trail snack. Last pocket on the back, we have an unloaded Heritage Rough Rider revolver. It's actually pretty accurate. I feel I could get a squirrel with that, no problem. And then these are Kinko gloves. So I found these on Amazon. I've run Kinkos before and I've been really happy with them. They call them Heat Keep gloves. They're insulated leather gloves. But they also come with a wax that you put on there. And man, it makes them waterproof. These are really warm gloves. I used to use them wood cutting up in New York State, and like they actually keep your hands warm. All right, moving on to the big pocket. On the sides we have my silky saw, which you can get to without having to untie anything. And then on the opposite side yeah, you have to untie some things to get to that, so we're going to leave that on. In the main pocket. So this is the outer sleeping bag. This is military surplus. Their sleep system. I don't exactly know the terminology behind it, but this is the outer bag, and then you have an inner bag which is black. So you slip the black bag into the green bag, and then you've got a double layered sleeping bag, which supposedly is rated to -50. Well, yeah, hopefully I don't get down to -50. This is just a canopy side from like a 10 by 10 canopy or something. They had these on sale at Walmart a couple of years ago, and my wife snagged them for her canopy. And I thought, hey, for a wind block, I mean, it's somewhat waterproof, but for a wind block for my shelter, this is really lightweight, and it's 6 by 10, so it should do a pretty good job of, you know, walling off a portion of it. And then for my main tarp, another military surplus tarp, and I'm not sure what the size this is, maybe 6 by 8, something like that, maybe 7 by 8, but it's waterproof, it gets the job done. It's not terribly heavy, although you could find lighter ones. But it was $12, so I don't know. Okay, clothing. I did not going heavy on the clothing. Pretty much, I'll wear, I hear a tree falling, yep. I'll wear most of the clothing that I'm bringing, but one merino wool pair of long johns, one extra pair of thick wool socks, and then a military surplus waffle pattern top. So also I'll be using either the clothing bag or the sleeping bag or something like that as a bear bag, put my food in that and hoist it up in the tree. I could use the snare wire for that. Used fishing line last time, that worked. But I'm not bringing fishing line. Or I've got a little bit of parachute cord just for attaching things down, so if I hook those together. And it's not just me going, somebody's gonna have enough stuff to hang a bear bag. Knee pads for inside of these pants. And then a little bit of food. I'm not gonna show you the food because everybody's gonna pick something different. Okay, now for the bottom part here, I have, this is poorly tied and I'd like to redo it while I'm up here. So I'm just gonna unhook this and get it off of here. Hopefully the battery in the camera is still hanging in there. Alright, so this is kind of my bedroll, which I've also got independently tied. It has a canvas bivy bag and then the black sleeping bag rolled up inside of that. I could have done all three, but then it gets really bulky, so it's like I'd rather keep this as small as possible and just do a separate bag. That black bag it's fluffy, like really, it's bulky and enormous. And normally I don't bring it, but yeah, in this case I kind of have to because it's going to be cold. Also, yeah, as far as what do I have in my pockets, what else am I bringing? Neck gaiter, that's more for camp. That's not something you want to wear while hiking because you're going to overheat unless it's bitter cold. A pair of thin gloves, a lighter, mini mag flashlight, my Leatherman Surge, of course, which, okay, I'm going to give you a little prelude. Anyway, it has, I managed to fit a pair of Victorinox tweezers into them, and it fits flush. I'll show you that in the upcoming Leatherman video. And then my ferro rod. The other pocket I have my headlamp. Also, I would bring a brick for charging the phone for the camera and for this guy. And then just a Helly Hansen wool hat, which I was kind of disappointed with. It's merino wool, but we had to add a stitch because the thing just wanted to keep like flopping apart. It was annoying. It's okay. You can hear through it. That's the main thing, and it keeps your ears warmer than without it. And then for my clothing, obviously my hat. This is a Gore-Tex jacket, which I've waxed, and a sweatshirt, a merino wool layer, a cotton layer, my pants, and then a waffle pattern bottom, wool socks, and of course my lovely Vans MTE waterproof insulated shoes. All right, let's get out in the woods and get a bushcraft weekend done. Catch y'all later.